Okay, I think this is working. Woohoo! Hello, everybody. So I have been getting a lot of questions about Liturgy of the Hours, the Divine Office, Christian Prayer, whatever book you're using and calling it, the 4-volume set or the 1-volume Christian Prayer. And I thought I'd go over some of the questions I've received because I've received a lot of questions about this. Hello, Brianna. So yes, we're going to go over some Christian Prayer, Liturgy of the Hours questions. First of all, when you get Christian Prayer, Liturgy of the Hours, the 4-volume set, I know for sure it comes with the 4-volume set. I think there's some of it comes with the other ones, but when you get the 4-volume set, you get these cardstock folded things that have the common texts on. There's one that outlines all of the Liturgy of the Hours, all the hours, tells you kind of the basics of what goes into each hour, and then like what to do on memorials or on feasts and on solemnities, on weekdays, you know what parts to pray, which comes in handy. Then you also get this one that's common texts. It is the Gospel Canticle for morning and evening prayer, the invitatory, and the Te Deum. So that is that one. The second one is, it's titled for solemnities and feasts, and it's the morning prayer Psalms from Sunday week 1 for when you have feast day or solemnity and you're praying those Psalms, so you don't have to flip back and forth to Sunday week 1 in your breviary, which is really convenient to have. This is probably my most used insert that I have, and it is the best. Love it a lot. Then you get number 3, which is invitatory Psalms, which are the optional Psalms for the invitatory. There's more than one, and then the beginning and end of all the hours is on that one as well. And you get number 4, which is night prayer, which has all of the hymn options for night prayer, which is kind of fun because there's a lot of hymn options for night prayer. And then if you order Christian Prayer, the 1-volume, if you get the 1-volume prayer, the 1-volume Christian Prayer, it only comes with 2 inserts. The first one is the common text, which is the canticles for morning and evening prayer, the invitatory, and the Office of Readings, Te Deum. And then you get the other invitatory psalms on a separate one with the beginning and ends of the hours. And these ones are just paper when you get the 1-volume set. But I use them both because I like them. They're very handy, so I usually keep one of the ones that has the Psalms, the Gospel Canticles on, in case I forget my, because I have the Gospel Canticles memorized and the invitatory memorized, but there's sometimes when you're praying and you just forget the words, so I usually keep this one in the back of my breviary so it's easy to pull out, and the paper's thinner than the cardstock ones. And I also always keep this cardstock one in the back of my breviary, and this one is the one for solemnities and feasts. So it's the psalmsity, the 3 Psalms for Sunday week 1. So that way when you get to the feasts and the solemnities, I don't need to flip back and forth because that annoys me sometimes. So you get those wonderful little inserts when you order Liturgy of the Hours 4-volume set. You get the cardstock, 4 of them, or 5 of them actually. And then when you get the Christian Prayer, you get the 2 paper ones. Hello, Samantha. Yes, I'm telling you stuff. I hope that I'm answering questions. Please feel free to ask more questions if there's more on these because I know there's a lot. Okay, and this is the supplement that comes with the 4-volume set. You get this little red booklet. It's called the Liturgy of the Hour Supplement, and it's for the United States. And it has the saints and blesseds that are only celebrated in the United States on these days, and it's just the supplement that goes with it. I usually don't remember to carry this one with me. I just don't remember to carry it with me most of the time. I kind of forget I have the supplement, so I'm very bad about using the supplement. So, okay, Samantha, in Houston, where would I buy this? You could buy the Liturgy of the Hours at a Catholic bookstore. Might have them. I have seen the 4-volume set at Barnes & Noble, actually, which is kind of strange. It's in a little box and it's shrink wrapped, and it should have everything in it for the 4-volume set. And then you'd get these 3 and then the 1. You wouldn't get the black cover, you'd have to get that separate, or you could order them on Amazon. I have ordered mine through Aquinas and More, which is an online Catholic bookshop, and I really liked theirs because I knew I was getting the right thing. Sometimes when you order through Amazon, you're not sure. I actually had 2 sets of the 4-volume set. The first one I got through Aquinas and More, and the second one I got through Amazon. I think I have a link in the description for the Amazon one, because that one's usually a little cheaper. So yes, Amazon is cheapest. They're kind of expensive. Oh, like the cards that are in them. Okay, these ones come with the 4-volume set. I got mine when I got my 4-volume set. I don't think you can get them separately. So I could look into that. Not entirely sure. So, oh, that's okay, Meraki. Yeah, we're just starting, so I just was going over the inserts and stuff that you get when you get the 4-volume set. So now let's see. The other thing that I recommend getting if you're getting the Liturgy of the Hours is to get a cover for them. This is a fake leather cover that I got that's just black. It fits all 4 of my books. It actually fits the 1-volume Christian prayer book as well. Oh, the books. These are the 4-volume set. Has one that is Advent Christmas, one that is the Lenten Easter, and then you have the one we're currently in, which is the first 17 weeks of Ordinary Time. So next week I'll be switching it out. And then the one that's the weeks 18 to 34. And they're all just like these nice books here. They've got the really cool cross on the front. And they're nice books. The one that is really cool about the first volume, so Advent and Christmas season, it includes the Apostolic Constitution from the Congregation on Divine Worship about the Liturgy of the Hours. We're on week 17, Samantha. We're currently on week 17 of Ordinary Time. So, yep. And then there's the 1-volume Christian prayer. There's 3 different versions of 1-volume Christian prayer. There's this version, which is the zippered version, and then there's also a red cover version. Most people who buy Christian prayer usually have the red covered one, and then there's a large print edition as well. This is the one that I have. It's just it zippers up, so it doesn't need a separate case, and everything stays in. And I did take out my ribbons and put them in from the bottom because otherwise they were getting caught in the zipper. So the ribbons are, let me see, I'll pull it out of one of the ones that I can right now because it doesn't matter. So the ribbons, when they come in, are right here. They have these wonderful little like the little red things, and you can flip them around so you can put it in the top or the bottom, whichever direction you want your ribbons to be in. So, okay. So currently I'm going to take mine out of my black case just so I can show you one we're on today. I have a lot of prayer cards hiding in there. Okay, so we're currently in volume 3 for Liturgy of the Hours. And I pray Liturgy of the Hours all the time. My copies, I take very good care of them, so they're not as beat up as some of them would be. So let's see. The other thing that I would recommend if you're going to be praying Liturgy of the Hours is to get the St. Joseph Guide for the Liturgy of the Hours. There's one for each year. This is the one for the 4-volume set. I don't have a guide for Christian prayer because I never bought it because I'm usually using my 4-volume set, and it tells you what volumes you're going to be in. Like this one, we are in this volume through August 4th because we're currently in volume 3, so that's nice to know. And I keep mine, I have this little really small binder clip, like it's a little tiny binder clip that I use to clip mine folded open where we are. And today is the 29th of July, so in here it tells us where we are. It says 17th Sunday in Ordinary Time, all, and then it gives us a page number over here, the 682, which is what page number we're on. The Office of Readings is readings right there. Te Deum, antiphons, and prayer are on page 541, and night prayer is on page 1227. So, let's see. Okay. Okay, Maraki, yes. There are some people do observe a fast leading up to the Theotokos, the Assumption we call it in the West. The Dormition or the Assumption, yes. It's more of the novena now. It's not something that's canonically held anymore, which is kind of sad. But I wish more people would hold all of those awesome feast days. Okay. So today we had said, okay, I clipped mine back together so that this is how I usually keep mine in the front of my breviary. It just works for me. Some people just use a paper clip, but some way to keep it open is convenient. So today we said we are going to, all of them is on page 862. So what is page 862 in here? These all go by page numbers on the top then. So 862, wait, I said it wrong, didn't I? I can't read when I'm reading through the screen apparently because it's 682. 682. So 682 brings us to, we're in week 1, it tells us, and then over here it's saying that this page here is Sunday Office of Readings, and then we get here to the invitatory. And the invitatory is what you'll usually pray at the beginning of every hour. You start with the invitatory for today was, "O Lord, open my lips and my mouth shall declare your praise." That's the first prayer, and then you say the "Come, let us sing to the Lord and shout with joy to the rock who saves us, Alleluia." And then you move on to the invitatory psalm, which is this one right. I can't even get don't have it open to the right spot. It's this one right here. I always use it on the little card in here, and it's the "Come, let us sing to the Lord." It's the Psalm 95 is the invitatory, so that's really, really fun. I love the invitatory. I'm not always good at remembering to pray the invitatory. Sorry. But that's what I'm working on. And then the Office of Readings. Office of Readings can be prayed anytime from sunset the night before through midnight of the next day, of the current day. So that's really, really fun. I love Office of Readings, but I don't always find time to pray the whole thing because I like to just pull out the readings and meditate on them. So the Office of Readings has a psalmody that is three psalms, and then it goes into the readings where there's one reading from scriptures and then one from a church father. So that's really cool. Okay, let's see. So Office of Readings then, because if you look at here, it says on here that readings, so that's the RD is Office of Readings. Te Deum, antiphons, and prayers are on page 541. So then you have to put your finger in where we're going to be, say we're praying the Office of Readings and we got through our psalmody and now we're at the end of the psalmody, but there's more on here. So we need to go to it tells us in here to go to the proper of seasons. And this one here tells us what page number it is. It is page 541. So let's flip back there. I've actually got markers in most of these places since we use it. So 541 brings you to this page that has the 17th Sunday in Ordinary Time. It tells you what Psalter week you're on. There are actually 4 weeks in the Psalter. There's 4 different weeks as it goes through. So that's really awesome. So then there's that. So, and then this one here, it has like evening prayer 1. Sunday starts with Saturday evening prayer, so that's technically evening prayer 1. Whoa, my light is a bit weird. I actually have some sort of natural light today. It's weird. Okay. And then it gives you the prayer. This prayer will be used for evening prayer 1, Office of Readings, morning prayer, and evening prayer 2. But then Office of Readings here, we've got the reading for today from Office of Readings is from the 2nd letter of Paul to the Corinthians. So that's pretty awesome. And then, like, these are long readings. Like, you get this page, you get this whole page, and then there's a short little responsory, and then there's a second reading. And the second reading has to do with the first reading. This one today is from a homily on the 2nd letter of the Corinthians by St. John Chrysostom. So that's awesome. So you get that reading, which is another long one. Really good readings, though, usually. And then that's the Office of Readings. And then, but normally I pray morning prayer, evening prayer, and night prayer are my favorites. Morning prayer and evening prayer are the ones that you should pray as a consecrated virgin, or any of the priests who are in holy orders have to pray those too. And most religious as well have to pray morning and evening prayer. And I love night prayer, so I always put night prayer in because I agree. JP2, Saved by Grace, I love the chant in Latin at the end of comp line. It's my favorite. And I will chant it even if I'm by myself, and I don't care who hears me because it's awesome. So someone had asked me to go through like morning prayer. Say we're praying morning prayer. And whoops, I opened it up to the wrong page. Morning prayer, since it tells us what page number to start on for the day's prayers. So sometimes you might get a bit thrown off if you have a 4-volume set and it's telling you to go to page 8 or 682 and you're trying to look for morning prayer and it doesn't have morning prayer there. So that can be a little confusing sometimes. but it's not that hard. You just turn ahead until you get to morning prayer, and look at that, morning prayer. Right there, morning prayer, and you know we're still in Sunday. It's right there, and the other side over here tells us what week we're in, so we make sure that we're in the right spot. And then you have the, "O God, come to my assistance. O Lord, make haste to help me. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit." So that's really, I love how that's how all of the hours open, unless you pray the invitatory, which you should be praying before the first hour that you pray. And then if there's a hymn, sometimes I skip the hymns. It depends on if I feel like singing the hymns or not. I can show you my other book. I have the song versions for a lot of them, which is the reason I have the one volume. But there's a hymn, and then you get to the psalmody. The psalmody is always 2 psalms, or 2 parts of psalms, and then you also get a canticle of some sort. Sometimes it's an Old Testament canticle, sometimes it's a New Testament canticle. It depends on which day of the week you are. Today we had Psalm 63, then we had Daniel chapter 3 near the end of it, and then we went on to Psalm 149. Those were our 3 psalms this morning. And then we had a reading and a responsory. And then in here it tells you in the red here, it's saying go to the proper of seasons for the canticle, antiphon. So the canticle of Zechariah is morning prayers canticle, and it's the prayer it's what Zechariah said once John was born, and he said, "Blessed be the Lord, the God of Israel, for he has come to his people and set them free." A really cool canticle. And that one we have to go back to, I have my little markers in yet. You go back to where we are in the proper of seasons, to the 17th Sunday in ordinary time. 17th Sunday ordinary time, and where is it? Morning, that's Monday. Here, morning prayer. This gives us the antiphon that we pray before and after the canticle, and you can flip to the ordinary, or it's on these sheets, which is really convenient. And then I always keep my one marker there because you flip back and forth to the proper of seasons during everything on the weekend usually. And then you come back to here and you pray the, oh my gosh, the intercessions. You do the intercessions from the common, and then you see the Our Father, and then you come back and you end with the prayer up here. And that's morning prayer. Evening prayer is almost the same. It's really, really lovely. So let's see. If you don't have those little cards that have what the prayers are on, there's actually something in here called the commons, or not the commons, the ordinary. Sometimes I get the words messed up. So it's after the proper of seasons, before you get to the 4-week Psalter. And it starts with, it's called the ordinary for the Liturgy of the Hours. And it actually gives you a blank page so that you know where you're at. And it goes through and has the directions for how to pray the entire thing. And the way this is written is the same way that missals are written. So it's you do the red, you say the black. So do the red, say the black. So everything that's in red is stuff that it's directions telling you what to do. Like it says, the invitatory belongs at the very beginning of each day's prayer. It precedes either the office of readings or morning prayer. The liturgical day may begin with either hour. So it tells you what to do, and then it has the prayer. Lord, open my lips, and my mouth shall declare your praise. And then it says afterward, this psalm is said, and it tells you how to do the whole thing. And then it has the psalm in there. So Psalm 95 is in here, and it tells you where to say the antiphon the whole way through the psalm. And then it tells you how to pray office of readings. It gives you the opening. Unless you've started with the invitatory, then you get to skip that. It tells you that too. And then it tells you what to do for every single part of the office of readings. All the way through, it gives you the Te Deum for solemnities and feasts. You get to pray the Te Deum, which is really, really awesome. And then you get morning prayer. It tells you, it's like, it gives you all the directions all the way through, and I love it. Okay, let's see, there are some comments. Oh, thank you, Samantha. Okay. Meraki, are there Agatha songs or prayers of praise to the Theotokos, Jesus and the saints? Yes, there are. That's how there's actually the hymns that start the beginning of each, oh my gosh, each office. Sometimes my words today are crazy. Like for evening prayer today, we'll start with this hymn here, and it is, "O Christ, you are the light and day which drives away the night." It's a really pretty song. everybody can sing it to different rhythms. This is the common meter, and there's a few different versions. So we usually have those that start it, usually a song of some sort. And then you get the canticles that come in the psalmody. One of them is always a canticle, some sort of song. The one for this evening is actually from Revelation chapter 19. It is the salvation, glory, and power to our God. His judgments are honest and true part, which is beautiful. And then you always get the canticles. So the gospel canticle in morning prayer is the canticle of Zechariah, which is the blessed be the Lord, the God of Israel, who has come to his people and set them free. He has raised up for us a mighty Savior, born of the house of his servant David. Through his holy prophets, he promised of old that he would save us from our hands of our. Through my words today, I usually have this one down. So through his holy prophets, he promised of old that he would save us from our enemies, from the hands of all who hate us. He promised to show mercy to our fathers and to remember his holy covenant. This was the oath he swore to our father Abraham, to set us free from the hands of our enemies, free to worship him without fear, holy and righteous in his sight all the days of our life. You, my child, shall be called the prophet of the Most High, for you will go before the Lord to prepare his way, to give his people knowledge of salvation by the forgiveness of their sins. In the tender compassion of our God, may the dawn from on high break upon us, to shine on us, and to shine on those who dwell in darkness and the shadow of death, and to guide our feet into the way of peace. And then we get the Canticle of Mary, the Magnificat, the My Soul Proclaims the Greatness of the Lord. I actually have done a whole video about that one because I love it. But as for like psalms, hymns to the Theotokos, that's really after night prayer, really is where we get the hymn to Mary. So night prayer tonight. Well, if you needed to know where to find it, you could look on your wonderful little insert here and it would tell you night prayer is on 1272. Hey, look at that. That's where my bookmark is too, 1272. After evening prayer 2 on Sundays and solemnities. And we have a psalmody again. On Wednesdays and evening prayer 1 on Sunday, there's 2 psalms. There's only 1 psalm on the other weekdays. So there's only 1 psalm today, but then it's the conclusion is the antiphon to the Blessed Virgin. And there are a lot of options. Okay, let's see if I can get there. We have a whole page of options. We have the Hail Holy Queen, the Loving Mother of the Redeemer, the Hail Mary, Alma Redemptoris Mater, Ave Regina Caelorum, and then the Salve in Latin. I usually choose the Salve, which is very similar to the Akathist songs, the Theotokos one that I've, back in church history that I've looked at a few times. As far as I can remember, I'm not entirely positive, but it's the Hail Holy Queen in Latin, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's the traditional chant setting, so it's the Salve Regina, Mater Misericordiae, Vita dulce et spes nostra salve. And it goes on like that. And I love the Salve, and I've actually taken to singing the Salve when I'm driving around town with my windows down sometimes because people play other music, so I should sing the Salve. Anyway, that's kind of what I have on Liturgy of the Hours. There's so much information about these books. I'm definitely willing to answer any questions about them. They're not meant to be total prayer books, so we don't have total prayer books. I'm looking, I have, do I have the office behind me? Okay, I don't have my little office of the Blessed Virgin in close reach, but that one is all, it's the same thing, it's just a shorter version of the office, and everything is geared towards the Blessed Virgin, which is beautiful. In the 4-volume set, if you would have this version, I think it's in the red version as well, I'm not positive, but this version that I got, it is the one that includes the reading, that includes the music selections. So what I really like about this one is it has a guide to the hymns, and it lists all the hymns and what season they should be, and then gives you the music for them. So it's very helpful when you're learning some of the hymns. You can just turn to them and go, I wonder how we would sing some of these songs. Like, O God, Our Help in Ages Past, or you can sing like any of them. It's pretty awesome. I really like looking at some of these hymns in here. So let's see. So that's kind of the Liturgy of the Hours, like more an explanation because I had lots of questions. If you need more on some of these, please let me know if there's any more questions you have, because the Liturgy of the Hours can seem very overwhelming because, I mean, if you order the 4-volume set, you literally get all 4 of these, and the supplement that comes with them for the United States, and like the 4 or 5 little inserts, and you're like, you open it up and you're just like, what do I do? How do I begin? So that can be overwhelming when you first get this. And the thing is, you don't have to pray it all at once, and you don't even need to pray it if you don't want to. You just pick the ones that fit in your life and start with them, and soon you'll be praying more and more and more. It's what evolved as part of the monastic tradition of praying the Psalms, that it happens. It was actually came from Jewish practice of they prayed the Psalms in Judaism all the time, and it kind of transferred over into the monastic tradition of the Liturgy of the Hours. And these versions were like the Liturgy of the Hours got some sort of a version in the Middle Ages. I know it was kind of standardized, and then it changed again after all of that. So, but yeah, it's really, I love the Liturgy of the Hours, if you can't tell. I've done a few videos on them, and so I just wanted to answer those questions and see if there's any more. So let's see if I'll hang on a little bit and see if there's any more questions, and I can show you some of my favorite Psalms that are in here, because when you get to pray this all the time like I do, you end up having some of your favorite Psalms, the ones that you just, when you get to them, you just smile and all of that. Most of the ones that I really, really, really love, it's kind of weird that I love this one so much, but this one here, Psalm, I think it's 91, right? Yeah, Psalm 91. It's from night prayer. It's actually tonight's one. I love, love, love this Psalm. It's the, he who dwells in the shelter of the Most High and abides in the shade of the Almighty says to the Lord, my refuge, my stronghold, my God in whom I trust. And it's just beautiful, and I love that Psalm all the time. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, I really enjoy praying with the Psalms and with the 4-week Psalter, and it's just odd sometimes how the Psalm will have such relevance to what's going on in the world or in my own life. Even though I've prayed the Psalms so many times, I have a lot of them pretty much almost memorized, kind of, sort of, as long as I have the book with me. But like, it's hard sometimes when you like having a hard day and you're like, oh, I have to pray, but you're not there mentally in the right state. And then you start with the Psalms, and the Psalms are speaking to what's going on in your life, and you're like, whoa, God is great. So yeah, it's just, there's a lot of that stuff, it seems sometimes. So let's see. Okay. I'm not seeing any other questions right now. Okay, I did end up getting the last chapter of Dei Verbum, the talk that I, like when I did the video about it, I found my footage and I edited it today, so I need to get it uploaded. That will be Wednesday's video. Yep, it's a bit late, but I found the footage, so that's a plus. Okay, let's see. Not seeing any more questions, so let's see. I guess I will see you all next time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope I answered your questions. If you have other questions on the Liturgy of the Hours, please feel free to leave them below. It's called Liturgy of the Hours, Divine Office, Christian Prayer, all of that stuff. So any other questions, please let me know. Like I said, I've been praying this for a while and I'm still not perfect at it, so you don't need to be perfect. Just do your best. God knows your heart. So I hope I was able to answer a lot of the questions that I've gotten recently via emails and messages and everything. So yes, thank you all so much. Have a really wonderful rest of your Sunday. Yeah, have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. We all deserve it, right? God is great. God bless.